Hey, sixth grade. This is your language lesson for Tuesday, April the 21st. Lesson 7 is due today on Tuesday. Lesson 8 is due on Wednesday, April the 22nd. Lesson 8 is a review on pronouns. So please follow the directions. Pay attention to your nominative case pronouns, your objective case pronouns, and follow directions. I will randomly pick some from lesson 8 to grade. You do not have to do the spelling on lesson 8. Lesson 8, you do not have to do the spelling. All right, but carefully do everything else because we will grade some of these randomly. All right. I told you when we graded lesson 6 that we will, randomly pick some from every lesson to grade to keep track of the amount wrong. And at the end of the week, I will tell you to put this amount wrong on from all of these assignments, the total amount wrong from all of them. So just at the end of the week, add the total up from everything that you graded and put it on your quiz number 2 that you will take on Friday. Just a reminder, in lesson 6, what you needed to grade, I would recommend that as we do this, every time we do this, on top of your lesson or somewhere where you know it is, put the number wrong that you got for that lesson. That way, at the end, you can go back and see at every lesson that I got 3 wrong on this one, I got none wrong on this one, and you'll have that total instead of trying to figure out which videos have the ones that you're supposed to have and things like that. The videos, if you do lose track of which ones you're supposed to keep track of, the video on the day, dated on the day that the lesson is due. So lesson 6 was due on Monday, April the 20th. Okay, so that video has the answers for the ones in lesson 6 that I want graded. Okay, so it's on the day that the lesson is due. Look for that date. Number 6, you should have graded number 9 and the spelling words. So number 9 is a diagram, and numbers 30 through 50, the spelling, right? Keep track of the amount wrong. You got to put the total number wrong on top of your spelling or on the very top of your first page of the lesson or whatever it is. But number 9 and the spelling, I gave you the answers for on April the 20th video, okay? So keep track of that number wrong. In today's lesson, I will tell you when we get there which ones we're grading. If you're not yet done with lesson 7, then you should not be watching any more of this until you are finished with lesson 7. Please have it finished before you grade it. So get it done and then come back and watch this video if you're not done yet. Lesson 7, the first part. This is a review of adverb clauses. An adverb clause is a clause. Do you remember what a clause is? A clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb, but it is not complete by itself, or a dependent clause anyway. But they do have a subject and a verb. Adverb clauses are dependent clauses, clauses that don't stand alone, that modify, that describe the verb. So number 1, you're supposed to put in brackets the adverb clause. You're supposed to underline the subordinating conjunction. Remember, adverb clauses are introduced by subordinating conjunctions. So number 1, in brackets, you should have until bedtime came in brackets. You should have until underlined. The first word, if you find the subordinating conjunction, that's the first word of your adverb clauses. First word, until, underline, and then an arrow to study. When did she study? Until bedtime came. Number 3, when David gets here, in brackets, underline when, and put an arrow to can light, or can or light, or whichever one there. When can you light the bonfire? When David gets here. Number 5, If you can go with us to the lake, in brackets, with an arrow to tell. The subject of that sentence is you tell me. You tell me. All right, and then the dependent clause is if you can go with us to the lake. So brackets around if you can go with us to the lake, if underline arrow to tell. All right, number 9. Number 9 is one that you want to carefully grade and get the grade for. This is one that will count toward your grade. Number 9, here are the ones that we're grading. For lesson, what is this? Lesson 7. Lesson 7, we are grading numbers 9, 17, and 19. These are what you need to keep track of. So on the top of your lesson or somewhere, put the number wrong that you get from 9, 17, and 19. This is your diagram. Your dependent clause is down here. All right? The main idea is we left program. Program is a direct object. The program. When did we leave? Early is an adverb. Okay? So you know how to grade these. If you have early at the wrong place, program at the wrong place. If you have program at the wrong place, but you still have the under program, then it's just one wrong for program at the wrong place. But yeah, subordinating conjunction is always on the dotted line. The dotted line is always from the verb to the verb. If you do not have it from verb to the verb, from now on it's one wrong. Okay? Verb to the verb. Subordinating conjunctions, adverb clauses. So you have because it was predicate adjective early. All right? Grade that carefully. Keep track of that number wrong, along with number 17 and 19. So there's the diagram. And now let's do 17 and 19. Number 17 and 19, you're supposed to put brackets around adjective clauses. That's all you need to do. Put brackets around adjective clauses. Keep track of your number wrong. 9, 17, and 19 are what we're grading. All right? Number 17. Remember that these are adjective clauses now, not adverb clauses. Adjective clauses are introduced with the 3 relative pronouns. Which, that, and who. So number 17. Australian English is more closely related to British English than to American, but it has many words and expressions that are unique to Australia. In brackets, you should have that are unique to Australia. What kind of sentence is that? So we're talking compound, complex, simple, compound, complex. This is a compound sentence. You have that first sentence, Australian English is more closely related to British English than to American, comma, conjunction, and then the second independent clause with a dependent clause that are unique to Australia. So that is a compound, complex sentence. That's just reviewing that. You don't have to have that written. All you have to do is put in brackets that are unique to Australia. If your brackets are at the wrong place, it's just one wrong. Okay? One wrong if your brackets are at the wrong place at all. Number 19. The adjective clause is that are impossible with men. You have to let the verb are with the things are possible with God. So the in brackets, that are impossible with men. So those 3 are what we're grading. 9, 17, and 19. Now, look at number 15, but don't, okay, we're done with the grade now, so make corrections if you need to. Look at number 15. Put parentheses around adverb phrases. Adverb phrases, not adverb clauses. These are prepositional phrases, all right? So the adverb phrases, the prepositional phrases that are modifying the verb in this case, number 15. Sonia searched. Why or where? For the lost letter. On her desk is describing letter, so you do not put on her desk in parentheses. Okay, no on her desk. For the lost letter, where did she look? In her purse. Where else? Through the wastebasket. So you have 3 prepositional phrases in parentheses. For the lost letter, in her purse, through the wastebasket. Do you remember what a positive adjectives are? Number 23 of positive adjectives. Adjectives that come right after the word they modify. Jack carried the gunny sack, heavy and cumbersome. All right, so you should underline heavy, cumbersome there. Participle phrases. Participle is an adjective that looks like a verb. A verb form used as an adjective. And the phrase has prepositional phrases or adverbs that describe it. So 25, the participle phrase that you should have underlined is found in Victoria, Australia. So the world's largest earthworm, found in Victoria, Australia, that's describing the worm. Okay, you're not actually finding it right now. It's describing the worm. So that's underlined with found circled. Maybe quickly go over the spelling words. You do not need to grade this, as in you don't even need to make many changes here. There are some of these that you could use about any one of them in any of the blanks. And others are a little more specific. So just follow after, just for interest's sake, see if you have the right ones in the right place. Number 30, Canadian Rockies are some of the most beautiful scenery in the world. That is probably partly at least true. I've been there and they are very beautiful. 31, David was a youth. He was ruddy and of a fair countenance. He didn't look very threatening. Okay, David did not look like a warrior when he approached Goliath. He looked very young. He was young, and so Goliath disdained him. Number 32, the students made an attractive. Those are the best 3 in that order for there. You could have attractive scenery, but yeah, beautiful's best in number 30, so you should have those in that order. 33, these words could almost be all interchanged. All right? The book has it in this order. As soon as you have finished. Number 34, after all the business had been taken care of, the chairman concluded the meeting with prayer. 35, his talk on Africa was fascinating. It ended much too soon. All right? But you could have those. That's the order that the book had it. But you could have those 3 switched almost in any way there. So yeah, don't be marking wrong. But that's the order that they have it if you're interested in the order that they have it. But those 3 can be, there's a number of these where they can be switched around pretty much. 36. Here are a couple that can be switched around too. Number 38, the best one, is the organization AIDS or aided people in poor countries. You often, when you talk about like Christian Aid gives aid to these poor countries. So that's the best one there. The assisted and helped, you could about have switched around what they have. And the best one probably is another surgeon assisted. Number 36 is assisted. And 37, can I help you with something? But you could have another surgeon helped Dr. Michaels and can I assist you with something? Most times a clerk will say, may I help you with something, and not may I assist you with something, unless they're very, very proper and wanting to use bigger words or whatever it is. 39. These are the best ones for 39. The French Revolution was called the Reign of Terror. 40. A Christian has no need to fear death. And number 41. Joel, waiting outside the principal's office, was full of trepidation. Wonder what Joel had done. 42. These are the best. This is the best order for these. Will you ask John if he has time? The principal questioned Jim about the broken window, and federal officials interrogated the terrorist. 45. These are the best ones for these. Jesus ascended into heaven. 46, all the saints will rise. 47, it is difficult to mount a horse without stirrups or saddle. Well, that is a matter of opinion. When I was 12 years old, it was not difficult at all for me to mount a horse bareback. I would certainly have more trouble now at 50 or almost 50. But yeah, maybe it's easier with stirrups. I don't know. It almost isn't if you're good at getting on. All right, there's a little bunny trail for you. 48. The activities of the royal family are watched closely. If you follow the royal family at all, you'll notice that the second son of Prince Charles, Prince Harry and his wife supposedly broke most of their ties with the royal family simply because of the publicity. The media was hounding them, and it was just so stressful for them. He's the second son, so he'll never be king unless the first son dies. And as long as Queen Elizabeth stays alive, none of them are going to be king anyway. So they apparently broke ties with the royal family and even moved to, I think, Canada. His wife, Meghan, is an American, actually. And yeah, they were having a lot of stress with the paparazzi, is what the media is called. They just hound them. They never have a moment's rest, never have a break. They're always in your face. And so they apparently removed themselves from the royal family and moved. 49, a regal coach. He may be a king, number 50, but he is not acting very kingly. All right, just carefully do lesson 8 for Wednesday, and we will go over some of that then. All right, see you then. Well, we won't actually see you, will we? You'll see me, but I won't see you. That's one thing that somebody reminded of. You get to see me yet, but I don't even get to see you, so this life is even worse for me than it is for you. I'm not really whining. Goodbye.